Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Gootz cast. Fuck, I forgot the name. It's Wednesday, so that means it's Ashley Martin's day. Ashley, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Clearly a little disoriented because, all
Yeah.
these days are now blurring together.
Yeah, I'm still sleeping late. I slept today until, well, not that late. I slept till 11:30, then I woke up to watch Outer Banks for the show. That's what we're reviewing. But still, I used to be getting up at like 9, 10 to go to the gym, and now I'm just like
Right.
sleeping. Like, who get? Because it's like, what am I getting up for? I don't have a job like you. What am I getting up for? You know?
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm like rolling because usually my commute to work is like an hour. So
Mhm.
meanwhile, me rolling out of bed like 2 minutes before I have to log in is so great. Like to me, that's sleeping in, even though it's like
What time do you have to
8
log
a.m.,
in?
8. So
Jesus.
yeah, so I used to like last week, I would roll out of bed. However, this week I've started waking up and just like running in the morning before work to kind of like, be healthy, get my mind back in the zone for work
Mhm.
ish. Um, and yeah, like I have been liking doing that. I feel like I'm more energized for work. However, I'm still like, oh, I wake up later and I'm still super tired. Like this is so annoying. And I'm like, God forbid when we go back to work and I have to wake up at like 5:30 a.m.
Mhm.
versus like my 7:50.
Do you think my friend's boss, who has like a job similar to yours, the guy who does the other episodes of the podcast, his boss
Mhm.
told him he doesn't think he's gonna have to go back to the office for the rest of like the year because there's really no reason to have people in the office. Do you think like maybe they'll just tell you to permanently work at home?
Well, I don't know about permanently. I just know like right now, um, like we had a meeting and my boss was like, Ashley, I see no need for you to come back anytime soon. So I was like, okay, so for now I'm staying put. And yeah, and I guess like in New Jersey, there's this thing where like you're only allowed to have like 40 or 50 people in the office at a time. And our office has like 100 some. So like even if we wanted to, not everyone can come back.
Oh wow, that's
So yeah,
sneaky. That's that's
that's fine.
crazy.
I could still roll out of bed late. I don't
Okay,
mind.
I would
I
love.
really like it.
I love working at home. I mean, like, not that I do work at home, but like, yeah, my work has been like, editing the web series when we were doing so many episodes before COVID, and booking stand-up shows, and it's so much fun working at home. I don't miss like a work. I don't miss being at work with people.
So you're booking stand up where and
No, I'm
when?
not. I'm saying like in the like
Oh, okay.
since 2015. I'm talking like the heyday of you dressed as Wonder Woman. Like that was basically like in 2015, the web series was like my full time job because my stand up career hadn't like really gotten big yet. So like we would film like every weekend, right? Almost.
Yeah, just about, if not like every other weekend.
Yeah, like and I would just be writing scripts and putting out episodes and because like that's when YouTube had real that's when there was real money in YouTube. Now it's nothing.
Yeah, now
But
you need to like somehow beat the algorithmic system and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, but
too much hassle
back
to worry
then,
about.
one thumbnail of you was Wonder Woman. I remember like 1 month I made. I think this is like you were like as Wonder Woman every other day, and then
Hmm.
Brittany was around, and Sienna was around, and we did the wrestling episode. That was the best. That was my favorite shoot. I really like that one.
That one was cool because we were in like an arcade out
Yeah,
in where were we? Was it Staten
Staten
Island? No.
Island,
Okay,
Staten
yeah.
Island. Yeah, but I think I made 1,100 that month, the month of August, 2015. Yeah, just on
That
the
is
ads.
nuts.
Just on the ads, yeah, just on like those little YouTube ads before the video,
Right. That's
and
really
then
cool.
and that fell for everyone, not just me. So
That was like
yeah,
the peak. Just
I
kidding. We're
was I
still
was like,
going up.
get more people in Wonder Woman outfits, and it helped a little bit, but anyway, enough about people in Wonder Woman outfits. Let's talk about the show. We watched The Outer Banks.
Yes, this was a Ashley Martin's pick this
Yeah.
week. I was very excited about it. Heard a lot of good things from people,
Hmm.
mostly females.
Okay.
I don't know,
Uh,
Ray, what did you think of it?
I didn't like it. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what took me out. That guy looks way too old to play 16, and I found out
The
he's 27.
Yeah, there was one of those like I was telling my roommate because she watched the full first season and
Hmm.
I like how like on Snapchat they have those like stories where it's like, like 17 has a story today, Cosmopolitan has a story. So I clicked on I think it was 17. It was like the actual ages of all the Outer Banks cast members. And they're literally like the main guy John B is 27 years old, and
He looks
everybody
it.
else, yeah, and everybody else is like 20 something.
Well, like that girl. I don't even know if she's Spanish or black. I don't know what she is, but the main girl,
Hmm.
um, who she's hot, but she looks young. So
Yeah.
she looks like she could be a teenager. I don't think she's a teenager though. She's way too hot.
No,
But
she was 21,
oh,
if I
okay.
remember correctly.
But the other two guys also look like they should be collecting fucking retirement checks too, and they're playing teenagers. That's what kind of took me out.
I know.
The scene where like Child Protective Services is gonna like, I'm like, dude, this guy looks like he's 30. This guy looks like he should be
I
planning his
know.
wedding. What are you talking about, Child Protective Services? It really, they never should have cast that guy. He really took me out of the show.
I think they like, I mean, the cast looks great. They all do. I mean,
Oh,
it
they're like
makes
almost
sense.
gorgeous. Even the most unattractive person is the blonde girl. Even she's like looks like a model with a perfect
And I
body.
have a feeling, I know, and I have a feeling like she's supposed to be like, like the queen bee of everything, and
Mm.
we'll see what happens. I know I was told
Well, I
from my
got
roommate when
spoiled
I
by
was
the
telling,
trailer. I think she does wind up with him.
yeah, I think,
Mhm.
yeah, because I saw the trailer too.
Which is last.
And
I think I wish he'd been wound up with. Maybe he does wind up with the Spanish, black, something. She looks like she's your nationality. What's your nationality again?
Portuguese, but I
She looks
don't
like
think
she's
she is.
no, she's not. But she's like got that vague like everyone thinks you're Spanish, but you're not.
Right, right, right.
That
And
vague thing. Yeah.
but to be fair, my roommate did say like, don't base the show off of the pilot. She was like, the rest of the show is like better. And like I've seen bits and pieces of my roommate watching this show
Hmm.
when like I haven't obviously seen it at this point, but when she was watching the show, I'd like, be in the kitchen as she's watching it in the living room, and like there were like crazy like police chases and everything. And I'm like, what have these kids gotten into?
Okay,
Like, is it
maybe it gets
literally
crazier.
that serious?
Well, I always feel like the pilots on Netflix, they don't really do enough to like sell you because they already know they have 9 more episodes. Like a TV pilot is trying to sell you to watch more episodes because it's going to be next week. But they already
Hmm.
know that you're going to watch the second episode. So I feel like the first episodes of Netflix shows don't do a lot to be like, please keep watching, you know?
Yeah. And like this pilot episode too, it was literally like the other teeny bopper shows where the people were all like, in their late 20s already. And it just, like think about it. It introduces the characters. Then there's a party. Then some shit happens at the
Mm-hmm.
party. And then voila, like that is the show. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's how this pilot was to me. It was just like kind of a repeat of like Netflix was like, you know what, we need to start the show some way. We will do a copy and paste of all the
Mm-hmm.
other shows that have ever
Yeah.
existed
You know what
before we get into our actual story.
the other thing about the show is that these kids are supposed so the Outer Banks is about they're these poor kids who all they do is drink. They're like but they have like these amazing abs. Like what are they
Right.
drinking? Like steroids? Like what the fuck is in those beer bottles? Like they're supposed to be like these degenerate kids who are like just bad and they're like in amazing shape.
Mm-hmm.
They're like in incredible shape. Like I was like, like how poor can you be? Why don't you guys go to modeling school? What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Like you have
You should not
rock
be that poor.
all they're doing is sleeping and drinking and I'm like well you must like after you drink you must spend like 2 hours at a gym somewhere because your
Right.
body's like immaculate basically a
It's
poor
like
16-year old.
It's like the Jersey Shore cast. They just like drank till they passed out, and then they went to the gym, and then that was their day.
But even like the Jersey Shore people like they have like a little bit of beer fat and these
That's true.
kids have 0% body fat and it's like and they all look old. It just kind of takes me out of it. Maybe the pilot gets better but I wasn't really captivated by this show. I was like, oh, Pretty Little Liars is better than this. I don't know.
I kind of like the beach aspect of it. Maybe because summer's coming around and I'm like, oh, I wish I was at the beach. And so
Yeah, I
that
guess
part,
that. Hmm.
that intrigued me. Definitely thought the acting was better in general than like the other teeny bopper
I
shows.
know, but the two white guys were very similar to me. I couldn't tell who was who a lot
Oh,
of
like in
times.
in their like persona and everything.
And the way the actors look, I thought the two main white guys look and act a little bit too similar.
Oh, I
I
see.
mean,
Maybe they
I
just
look
fed off each other.
what?
I said maybe they just like fed off each other's
I don't know.
energy.
Like it was weird. Like I just couldn't tell who was who. And I liked the girl, but she didn't really do much. The main, the whatever.
Yeah. I
I
feel
forget
like
her
she was
name.
almost like trying to act like too tough. Like, I'm definitely one of the boys and all this stuff.
Mhm.
And I mean, I think it came across
Yeah, I think she was
well-ish.
good. The black guy was nerdy. I like the black guy's nerdy, but the white kids are the ones everybody's afraid of. Like in the trailer, the father of the hot blondes, like you need to stay away from what's his name, John A. What's his name?
John B.
You need
John
to
B.
stay
Why do they
away
even
from
call
John
him
B.
John
He's
B?
dangerous. It's like this guy looks like
Are
he.
there multiple, but are there multiple Johns? Like, why is there, like, why does he have to be distinguished as John B? Why can't it just be John?
I don't know. Is this based off a book? I feel like this is based off a shitty book that kids read.
Probably.
Okay, I don't know
Probably.
why.
Like a Twilight equivalent of, like,
Hmm.
the sappy teen romance.
Yeah.
And also, too, can we talk about how, like, this dude's trying to go scuba diving, and like I have my scuba certification and everything, and they're like, yeah, like first of all, they're like, oh, it's like a rich person sport, whatever. I'm like, what? And then they're like, oh yeah, like you're gonna try to go down there and like go scuba dive and search out the shipwreck and everything. And I'm like, no way in hell, if you don't know how to scuba dive or like took a class, like no way in hell you could figure out like how the buttons work, like how that guy knew which button to press to sink down to the bottom without taking any sort of like classes or having any sort of training on it.
I
It
missed
wouldn't have
that.
worked.
They didn't know how to. They didn't know how to scuba dive. They just winged it.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And he
Yeah.
seemed to do it perfectly without a wetsuit. You know how cold water is 30
Mhm.
feet down? It is
Yeah.
so stinking cold.
I still can't get my head around how Netflix can afford to make all these shows. I don't know why. I just feel like one day just they're gonna mysteriously be like we're out of business and like the whole service gonna shut down because this
We're
show looks like it's
bankrupt.
so expensive. This show alone looks so expensive.
Well, I was Googling because someone said to me that like this show wasn't filmed actually in Outer Banks. So I like was doing some Googling in the background.
Mhm.
It's actually filmed in South Carolina. And the reason for that is because I guess like the co-creator and I don't know if he's like a producer or what, but like he really wanted the show to be like in his hometown in the Outer Banks. However, I guess like North Carolina like submitted or like filed for like an anti LGBTQ law. So I guess them and all the actors were like, we're not going to film in North Carolina. We're going to move it to South Carolina.
Oh,
And
wait, nobody can be gay on the cast or something.
I think it was just like because North Carolina is like anti
Oh,
LGBTQ,
okay.
I think like the show and the cast and everything were like, we'd prefer to be somewhere else. Not that like people in the show are in that community or not. I have no idea. But I guess
Hmm.
this guy was saying that like North Carolina really lost out because it would have employed 70 people. So 70 people work on this show. I don't know if that's like a lot or not. It's definitely way more than what we do.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like so many people that worked on Pretty Little Liars. I feel like a lot of people worked on those shows.
Right. Especially the ones
Yeah.
that like have been like have that
I finished
longevity
Pretty Little
too.
Liars finally on Saturday or Sunday.
Congrats.
I've watched every episode. It's a pretty shitty ending. It turns out the person behind it was one of the girl's evil twin sister. Yeah, I'm gonna
Jeez.
spoil it, but it was a very bad after they did the time jump and they all switched boyfriends because they all switched boyfriends
Mhm.
and then so the middle of season 6 there's time jump and they all switch boyfriends, right? They all like they
Mhm.
get
Yeah,
new
yeah.
boyfriends, and then in the beginning of season 7 they basically are just like, yeah, I'm bored of you, goodbye, and they just go back to the old boyfriend like nothing. Like they just like get rid of the new
What?
boyfriends like nothing. Like one girl's engaged and she like just goes to New York, says, yeah, I can't marry you, see you later, and she hands him the ring. Never see that guy again. The guy just is like, okay, I guess I'll just move on with my life. Like the guy just goes away. Same thing with
What
another
the
guy.
hell?
They just leave all their exes. Well, one guy's his wife dies, and then he gets back with her. She just dies. We're like, all
Oh
right,
my lord.
well, you're only here to be. So it was just so. That's why I got annoyed with the time jump. Because like these new boyfriends and girlfriends, they're just here as plot devices to like be. They're just like obstacles in the character's way. They're not like real people. So like, why even bring them in?
Jeez. Well, that's how they were able to make the show longer, I
Yeah, it
guess.
was long enough. They never should have done the last 30 episodes were very bad. They never should have.
Oh lord. Well, I love how that this podcast has turned into we watch an episode of one
Thing.
wait, like a trailer of one show,
Hmm.
discuss it, and then it's a well, here's where I'm at with Pretty Little Liars, and this is my review of it so far.
Well, it's over. So a whole new
We need a
direction
new.
next week.
We need a new one. What's up
I know.
next?
I don't know. I have Fringe. People say that's a good show. I might.
I
You ever
have
heard?
no. I mean, I've heard of it, but I have no sort of idea what goes on in that show at all.
It's like sci-fi. Okay, there's remote. It's sorry, also it's like a sci-fi show where they investigate. The guy from Dawson's Creek is one of Joshua Jackson. Did you watch Dawson's Creek when you were younger, or
Mm-mm.
no? That's a little bit too
No,
young. That's a little bit too old for you, right?
I guess when did it come out? I'm not sure.
98, 97, I think.
Yeah, I was born in '96, so
I mira,
I would
okay.
not have been watching. I was watching Barney.
Okay, you weren't watching Dawson's Creek, or okay. Well, now you're. Are you going to continue to watch the Outer Banks since your
To be
family loves
honest,
it? Yeah.
probably.
Okay, so this one caught your attention.
This is like the classic. I think this is the good kind of mindless TV show that's like an hour long. That because I don't know, like my
That's what Pretty Little Liars was for me. It was like just this mindless show I could watch, and it would just and the girls were attractive. So I'm like, all right, at least I have something to look at. And
yeah, the guys are attractive. Why wouldn't I watch it?
yeah, and it just kept going, and it's like, and every now and then they'd have this weird twist, and like, oh, that's kind of stupid. So that's what Pretty Little Liars was me. It made quarantine go by faster.
There we go. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said, I've had friends and my sisters have watched it and they all really like it. So I don't know. And plus, too, because my roommate was like, give the other episodes a chance. Don't just like base it off the first one. That's why
Yeah,
I'm
because
like,
you
okay,
barely see that little blonde, and she's all over the trailer.
right. And so
Mm-hmm.
obviously she's super important. And like from looking at the basics of the like just taking glimpses of my roommate watching it, it's just like it looks like there's a lot of like chase scenes and a lot more drama. So I think this is like a good like if you want a summertime like relaxation, but yet also some drama and like intense kind of show, I think
Mm-hmm.
this is the good one.
Okay, so well, this girl has because she has almost no makeup on the show, but she has a ton of makeup. Her name is the blonde. Because I'm wondering what her age is. Madeline Klein. Hold on. I want to see how old she is because he's 27 and
Hmm.
she looks really young, actually. You know,
I think they're all like 21, but check it out.
let me just see because I don't know because they're apparently. Oh, she's what year were you born in?
96.
Oh yeah, she's born 97, so she's like your age, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's not
Oh, so
that's not
she
that
is
bad.
pretty young.
That's not that bad. Okay, I thought she was like because she looked super young, so I thought she might have been like 18.
You know what they did? You know what probably happened, Ray? They probably got the girls younger because I know for a fact that the brunette is 21,
Hmm.
like 20. And I think what they did was they probably got like younger girls that look more like the part, and then they got these smoking hot male actors because they know this is going to be attracting the female viewers more than
Yeah,
the men. So they
yeah.
probably were like, we're going to go older and way hotter looking on the
But
guys. Granted, the girls
also,
are beautiful too,
but
but
also that's still the middle-aged women because there's middle-aged women probably like drooling over this guy,
oh,
John
probably.
B. Yeah, so that way, like if you're 40, if you're a 40-year-old loser, 50-year-old loser, you can drool over him, as opposed to a 39-year-old loser who's drooling all over the hot whatever I forget her name. I don't know the hot whatever the ethnically ambiguous girl, whatever
Oh yeah.
the
Well, she's
21-year-old.
21, so like is it really that bad? I don't think
No,
so.
it's not that bad. No, but like, because she's not. But yeah, but like, because that's the thing. You don't feel bad about looking at these actors because they're so much fucking older.
Right.
Like, you don't feel like a pervert. You know?
Exactly. But yeah,
Yeah.
John B, very good looking. Um yeah, part of me like the other white guy's like good looking too, but he's definitely like his features aren't as
I
like
could,
pronounced as John B. You know
I
what I
could see
mean?
that character going bad. Like, I could see the big twist at the end of the season. He's a bad guy or something because he seems more like a
Ooh.
dick. Like he starts shooting the gun.
Yeah. He
It's
was
just like
nuts.
whoever. If this is based on a book or something, you could tell like these characters are supposed to be like white trash and like kind of like dangerous and ghetto. And these actors don't look like that at all. So when they're acting like, so when the character's like that, John B's dangerous, and like if my daughter showed up with a guy like John B, I'd be like, oh my god, she's gonna become rich because this guy's gonna be a model. I'm so excited. Like this, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, that's dangerous. Like I'd be like, wow, you're in really good shape for someone who gets drunk every single day on the beach. Like,
You're going to have a great metabolism. You're going to pass
yeah,
those genes on.
yeah.
This will be
I'm gonna
great.
have gorgeous grandchildren. If my daughter looked like that blonde, that kid showed up, I'd be like, oh my god, I'm gonna have gorgeous. So, but like everyone reacting to this kid like he's some sort of ghetto dangerous guy is like, all right, let's just relax.
I saw like a what was it? Like reviews for this, and like you have kind of like the Midnight Gospel, you have like die-hard fans. Like there are some all the reviews were like from women and
Yes.
all these women are like, "Oh my God, this is amazing." Spoiler alert. I didn't read them because I was like, "Oh, I don't want to watch,
Yeah.
don't want to see those." But shoot, what was I gonna say?
I definitely feel this is a show for horny, shut-in women who
Oh,
who
for
obsess.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Female. There's like girls who are fans of these type of shows. You can't call them nerds, but like they get horny for like the actors, and they're like just go like there were people who love Damon on Vampire Diaries and stuff.
My
They're like these
sister,
middle aged.
Nicole, with the cardboard cutout in our basement of Damon Salvatore.
Was that your sister Allison's?
Nicole, the
Oh,
middle one.
okay, okay. So
Yeah, but like
Allison didn't buy the cardboard cutout.
no, but my sisters love like these types of shows too, and like movies.
Did they watch Pretty Little Liars? You ever asked them about that?
Mm, no, I didn't ask.
You should ask them. I'm curious now.
I think they might have seen like, to be honest with you, I think they've seen like a few episodes, but I don't think they've ever watched it completely through.
I've watched the whole fucking thing, and it
Was it
was
scary? I feel
no,
like
it's not
some parts
scary.
might have been
No,
scary.
no, it's not scary. It's the stupidest goddamn show in the world. It's just what's annoying about this show is like they don't really change love interest, so it gets kind of boring. Like imagine like in the first second of this show, he just got with that blonde girl, and they're just happy together for their like 7 years.
Oh, you mean like a healthy relationship? Why would
Yeah,
they do that?
but I don't want healthy relationships on television. I really don't want that. That's not
I
interesting.
want I want absolute like drama
Well, it's
and
just boring after a
trash.
while. It's like because you know they're never going to break up. It's like it's like they'll have moments where it's like, oh, we're not getting along, and then I look at the DVD box and I see the actor who plays one of the boyfriend on the season 6 box. I'm like, well, it's season 4. He's on the season 6 box, so I know they're not going to break up. But like, it's better like if I don't know, like if they all had different boyfriends at season 7, it would have been more exciting because I'm like, well, when is this boyfriend going to go away? When is this guy? Because they would have guys come in, and I guess watching the show live, you're like, oh, is this guy going to take her away? But I already know, like, this guy's not going to do any, like, I think I'm attracted to this guy, but like nothing happens because she just stays with the guy until the time jump, and then they get rid of the guys, and then they come back.
Yeah, the only excitement you'd get with that is like, oh my God, like they switched. They
Well, like
swapped.
the mystery is what keeps you going because you're like, who's A? But if there was no A, it's just very like, like they just have boyfriends and go to school. So
And like they ended up fall because I know Pretty Little Liars was based off books, but like I think they started going like off the books, right?
yeah, they went
Like
all. I read and I after this when I read what the books are. The books are not really friends. Like every now and then they'll get back together and talk, but like it would just be it's like kind of like the books. They're more like the girls that were in Twisted Tales. Like imagine like some guy was stalking like you, Sienna, Brittany, and Pepper, right? You
mhm.
guys aren't going to spend all your time together figuring out, but you might like call each other and be like, we all have the same stalker. But you're not all of a sudden then go do everything together. Like every now and then they'll get together, but they have their own separate lives.
I see.
Yeah, so which is like, and like they'll try to talk, but like then like something will happen. They're like, oh, this is why I don't like you. Fucking this is why because they had a falling out. They never really get over the falling out.
Oh, I see. So in
Yeah.
the book they were friends, had a falling out, and then like don't really communicate unless they have to.
Yes. Which also
Oh.
kind of makes it like, but then that kind of makes it like sadder because I'm like, oh, like I like the fact that they were friends, but like this is also kind of more realistic.
What if they were friends?
No, that they had a falling out and they kind of never really recovered from it.
Oh, I
And it's
see.
like, but they said the books sometimes are more exciting because you have 4 separate stories. Like, like there's like each book is like 4 separate stories of the character going through her thing, and being tortured by A. But there's different people. There's also like people are dying. Also, the teacher. The one thing I like about the books is the teacher who's banging his student. He gets arrested very early in the book. And that's it.
So he's like immediately out of the picture. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
ABC was like, this is like romantic gold. We need to keep him
Yeah.
on as long as
It
possible.
it's like really like just the worst relationship in TV history. Like there's no way that should have went that long. That a girl, I think she's like 15 when they start banging, and he's like 22, but he's her teacher, so it's like long. I don't know.
Yeah. Like the relationship between them is definitely taboo, but that's what these little teen girls want that we're
Not a
watching.
taboo relationship.
They're like, ooh, maybe I can get with my teacher too.
Yeah, the
This will
teacher
be
goes to
great.
prison and he can't ever get a job again.
It's like Riverdale too.
Yeah,
The woman
Riverdale, he
didn't,
was banging his teacher. Yeah,
yeah, and like the woman didn't get like arrested or anything.
They should have a scene where a teacher hits on one of the main characters, and that main character immediately goes to the principal, and you never see that teacher actor again. He just goes away.
Would be an uproar. They'd be like, how dare this person
Why
tattle
would he
on the
do that?
teacher?
Him and the teacher were in love. I don't know why people. There's weird fantasies. Like people have weird fantasies though. Like I'll never forget. I read somewhere that the number one porn for a while. I don't know what it is now, but the number one porn on Pornhub was stepmom porn or stepdad porn.
Oh.
And like, so
Oh.
I don't know whose fantasy that is. So that means like you want one of your parents to die. You want the remaining parent to like recover, find love again, and then you want that person that they finally learned how to love again because like, oh, I lost your mother and I loved her so much, or I lost your father, I loved him so much. Oh, you know what though? But I'm gonna take a chance on this person, and then that person immediately betrays them and has sex with you. I don't know what that says about the person whose fantasy that is. That's a very weird fantasy.
I do not understand that at
Yeah.
all. Like, and I'm thinking too, like, I don't know, like I have friends whose parents are divorced and
Mm-hmm.
like heck are, now moved on with their romantic relationships. And I'm like, I have never once heard any of those friends that have step parents once say, oh, what would be like a really interesting idea if like,
My stepmom.
I banged my
Well, they're
stepmom
saying it on
dad.
Pornhub. They're going to Pornhub to express. They're not going to say it to you because you'll probably
I
like stop thinking it.
guess. I guess, but I'm like, what? I think I'm an approachable person, right? That people can come out and talk
Well,
to me
all right. If
about
anybody
these.
wants to bang their stepmom, you can hit up Ashley
No, don't please.
on Instagram.
Keep it to,
But yeah,
Pornhub.
people have strange interests, as we know because some of the requests we got sometimes.
Jeez. And then you have like, remember like the brony people? I feel
Oh
like they got
yeah,
mad at us too a couple times.
they
Sorry.
got mad at us because I mean you weren't in those episodes, but but they did get mad at us. They when what's her name was 13, and when Sienna and the other when Nina, I don't know. Well, the one of the girls was 13. One brony, and he had like brony videos. He wrote in the comment section that they should get raped and die. Yeah.
I remember like you mentioning something about like the bronies and how they were weird and like they commented and I didn't realize it was that bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if they're still that bad because that show, they stopped making that show. I wonder if
They were probably like they're
they
probably
probably
like
moved on to Midnight Gospel.
probably and
Yeah,
they probably stopped like canceled the show because they're like, what have we created?
yeah. Well, towards the end, they were kind of catering towards those people more so than like
Really?
little girls. Yeah, I kind of get that. That's what I
Uh,
got when I would. Because sometimes I would leave the Discovery Family on at night, and I
mhm.
would wake up and I would see the commercials, and I was like, I feel like they're gearing the show more towards perverts
How
than
would they even gear it towards pervs?
the stories. I think the stories got more mature, or they'd be like more teasing that like the other ponies would find the girl ponies hot, so it would be more about like dating. I don't know.
Oh,
Because remember, I think they're attracted to the ponies. I don't know.
yeah, that's what I thought was the case.
I
Ugh.
still have the My Little Pony doll I bought for. Remember, we took a photo with it back in the day,
Mhm.
2013. I still have that. It's upstairs. My mom liked it, so I kept it in my mom's room. And I don't know. Kind of reminds me of the old days. I like that me and you have old days, and you're like 22
Yeah,
years old.
back in the good old days.
Remind me of the old days when my parents were alive, and we had like. Remember that one weird girl who like wanted to get tied up, and then like her mom got mad because she cursed in the.
Yeah, she was all for it, and she was the one that was cursing the most
She was
out of
just. Oh
everybody.
my god! I still have
Her
that
name was
footage.
Gabby or something. That
Yeah,
was her
she
name.
played Gabby, and she like got quiet, like, "Can I get tied up?" And we're like, okay.
I
And
feel
then,
like it was always the people that were like way too over the top. It was kind of like there's something not right.
hey, everybody, we got cut off, but I just want to say that thank you for listening. And Ashley, do you have anything you want to plug or tell people?
Well, Outer Banks is fine if you want to watch it. I
You still
say
your podcast? Is this your only podcast? Just me and you?
this is my podcast. I'm doing a podcast for work, and I'm actually going to start a new one with my cousin. So like that's in the works. I'm really excited. It's going to be like a fitness one, but poking fun at it. But coming from the perspective of people that are still on our way to our fitness journeys and goals. So yeah, you should check it out. I'll give you more details once that actually happens. But
All right, good. So
yeah.
yeah, definitely listen to that. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening. Tomorrow I'm back with Andrew Lee. Talk to you soon. Bye.